Good evening, I'm Samriddhi Casey and these are the headlines of the hour. Minister for Education resigns amid Prime Minister's non-cooperation and mounting teachers' protest. Government takes 7 of 24 demands to Cabinet. Key issues reach policy table. Governor's appointment at Central Bank remains pending even after 2 weeks. Questions arise over recommendation committee and delay in accepting Bhatt's resignation. US Vice President Vance arrives in New Delhi to discuss trade and defense partnership. China warns of action against trade deals damaging ties with Beijing. And Saraswati Club blames ANFA's negligence for players missing the game in Martyrs Memorial B Division League. Club condemns decision to bar Dhirendra Bahadur Shah. The cabinet meeting held today was expected to address the demands of community school teachers on strike since last 20 days. However, no decision was reached. A meeting held at the Prime Minister's residence in Balwatar discussed addressing 7 demands raised by the agitating teachers in Kathmandu. However, following the resignation of the Education Minister, no decision was made in the cabinet meeting. Government spokesperson and Minister for Communications and Information Technology, Prithvi Shubha Gurung, departed without briefing the media. The meeting also reviewed the way forward on the education bill. The government expressed readiness to address the demands related to grade adjustment, accumulated leave, pensions and merit-based promotions. Additionally, a proposal prepared by the Ministry of Education includes provisions for merit-based selection of principals and the inclusion of teachers' councils, child development centers and the regularization of relief and temporary teachers. Minister for Education, Science and Technology Vidya Bhattarai has resigned citing health reasons. Her resignation comes amid escalating teachers' protest and dissatisfaction from Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli regarding her diminishing role. Minister Vidya Bhattarai resigned today after meeting with Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli in Balwatar. Her resignation places additional pressure on the government as formal talks with the striking community school teachers and staffs have not yet occurred despite 20 days of protest. Bhattarai's resignation is linked to dissatisfaction with Prime Minister Oli's handling of teachers' demands and his exclusion of Bhattarai from discussions. On April 18th, Oli held talks with Teachers Federation officials but did not involve Bhattarai, instead including UML leader Karna Thapa. Bhattarai had previously expressed frustration over being sidelined and had been advocating for the introduction of the education bill. Despite being ill, Bhattarai continued engaging with teacher representatives and stakeholders to address their concerns. It was clear that there was a lack of agreement between Bhattarai and Oli on the education bill, teachers' demands and the resignation of TU Vice Chancellor. Bhattarai had also emphasized that the teachers' union should be free from political influence. The government has yet to appoint a new governor even though the position has been vacant for 2 weeks. Despite the formation of 3-member Governor Recommendation Committee was formed on March 15 led by Finance Minister Bishnu Paudel, it has yet to recommend a candidate. The Rashtra Bank Act stipulates that the committee can propose 3 names from distinguished individuals in the economic, monetary and commercial sectors as well as deputy governors. The government claims it is working on the appointment. Minister Paudel, the committee's coordinator, assured that a meeting would be held at the appropriate time to recommend a qualified individual. However, before the committee made its recommendation, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba agreed to appoint Gunakar Bhatta, the Executive Director of Nepal Rashtra Bank, as governor, raising concerns about the legitimacy of the recommendation committee. The committee has yet to hold a formal meeting. Meanwhile, Bhatta resigned after receiving approval from the ruling party leaders, though the writ has been filed in Supreme Court to halt his appointment, which is still pending. Bhatta's resignation has not been accepted yet. Acting Governor Neelam Timal Sinha Dhungana, a potential candidate herself, has reportedly withheld the resignation, questioning her position if Bhatta is appointed as a governor. And in this context, in our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces what are the reasons behind equally poor development expenditure in provinces compared to the federal government. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
विभिन्न शहीद प्रतिष्ठानहरू विभिन्न खालका नेताहरूको नामको प्रतिष्ठानलाई रकम दिने बाहेक अरूतिर त गर्नै जानेकै छैन प्रदेशले त कहाँबाट खर्च हुन्छ
उचित किसिमको प्राविधिक जनशक्ति छैन र त्यो प्राविधिक जनशक्तिले बजेट सिलिङलाई कुन ढङ्गले प्रभावित गर्ने भन्ने कुरो चुस्त दुरुस्त राख्ने त्यो जनशक्ति नभएपछि
प्रदेशले हाम्रो यहाँ चाहिँ डाइरेक्ट रूपमा हेर्न सक्दैन यहाँको चाहिँ साथीभाइहरूले हेर्ने हुँदाखेरि यो टाढाको र नेताले पठाइदिएको भन्ने भान बढी भएको र काममा एकदम कमसल र कमजोरी भएको देखिन्छ
खर्चका लागि तपाईको उपभोक्ता समिति निर्माणका कुराहरूमा पनि आफ्ना मान्छे भए मात्रै बन्ने ती कुराहरूले पनि असर गरेको छ
ठेक्का प्रक्रिया ढिला निकाल्छ त्यसपछि काम हुँदैन भागा पैसा फर्किया छ त्यो भागा पनि गरेको छैन अर्को राजनीतिक खितातानले यो आफ्नो कसले गरेर कसले जस लिने हिसाबले त्यसलाई कारण समयमा गर्न नदिँदा त्यो हिसाबले यो कमजोर भएको छ
समयमा योजनाहरू चाहिँ सम्झौता नहुनु
बेलामा विकास खर्च बजेट नछुट्याउनु
कर्मचारी र अब जस्तो नेताहरूले ढिलो गरेको कारणले विकास नभएको हो
काम गर्ने इच्छा शक्ति नभएको कारणले यस्तो हुन्छ
आपसी तालमेलको कमीले गर्दा र अनि भागभण्डाको विवादको कारणले गर्दा
It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you what is the reason for continuous decline in banks' profit. 35% voted for option A, poor investment climate, 41% voted for option B, economic slowdown, and 24% voted for option C, weak policies. Here's today's question. Why hasn't the government been able to appoint a new governor of the central bank even though the position has been vacant for 2 weeks? Option A, no recommendation from concerned committee. Option B, political bargaining. And option C, lack of sensitivity. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. Cornali Technical School, the oldest technical institute outside the capital, which has produced nearly 7,000 technical personnel, is facing a crisis due to lack of infrastructure and human resource management. Even after 4 decades of operation, the institute is running an old, dilapidated physical infrastructure with a shortage of laboratories and instructors.
The Cornali Technical School, established in Nepalese year of 2037, is facing a severe budget crisis. Despite its 652 Ropani campus and 58 buildings, many of its structures, built in 2040 with local resources, are now leaking and deteriorating. Neglect from both the federal and provincial governments and a lack of support from the Council for Technical Education and Vocational Training have stalled development. The province claims it's a federal responsibility, while the federal government has yet to prioritize it. As a result, the institute receives only enough funding to cover salaries and administrative costs, leaving infrastructure in disrepair.
Political कारणले एकाले चाहिँ यो चाहिँ गर्न थाल्यो भने अर्कोले चाहिँ विरोध गर्ने अनि कर्णाली प्राविधिक शिक्षालयमा चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने कामहरु पनि त्यहाँको चाहिँ सिटिभिटी जुन चाहिँ मुख्य अफिस छ त्यहाँ पनि पोलिटिकल हुने.
Institute currently offers 6 diploma-level programs and 2 pre-diploma courses. Subjects include civil engineering, pharmacy, forestry, and agriculture, with 48 students in engineering and 40 each in other fields. Over 650 students are enrolled overall, with 250 living in run-down hostel facilities.
ठुला बिल्डिङ 48 वटामा चाहिँ लगभग सबै मर्मत भएर अब 14 वटा बिल्डिङ बाँकी छन्. अझै चाहिँ 14 वटा बिल्डिङलाई चाहिँ मर्मतमा 2 करोड जतिको चाहिँ आर्थिक अवस्था चाहिँ अझै पनि अब आउने आर्थिक वर्षका लागि चाहिँ एकदमै आवश्यकता छ.
Cornali Technical School has 57 sanctioned positions, but only 50 are staffed. Among them are 30 administrative and 20 instructional, including the head. Despite a decade-long request, vacancies remain unfilled by CTEVT. In fiscal year 2079-80, 5 million Nepali rupees from the Cornali Province Ministry of Social Development was used for basic repairs, including zinc sheet replacements, wall whitewashing, and toilet renovations. At a seminar in Surkhet on last 24th of April, provincial leaders called for at least 10 million Nepali rupees to fully renovate the institutes.
Brick prices in the Western Tarai are expected to rise this year. Industries plan to hike rates after rain-damaged raw bricks ready for firing, impacting 80 industries in Baake alone. As a result, the cost of 1,000 bricks could go up by as much as 500 Nepali rupees.
These bricks were damaged by heavy rain during the last week of Chaitra. Raw bricks left to dry before firing melted into mud, causing massive losses. Industrialists claim each industry has suffered damages ranging from 1 million to 2.5 million Nepali rupees. The Nepal Brick Industry Traders Association estimates over 15 million raw bricks were destroyed in Baque alone, amounting to losses of more than 55 million Nepali rupees, with each raw brick costing over 5 rupees to produce.
12 लाख इन्टा चाहिँ मेरो काँचो थियो त्यसमा अब 2-4-10% बचे जस्तो देखिएछ 10% जति अरु सबै नष्ट भएछ सबै भट्टामा यस्तै क्षति भएछ कोहीको थोरै भएछ कोहीको धेरै भएछ जसको जनशक्ति धेरै थियो लेबरहरू उसको धेरै भएछ जसको थोरै थियो उसको थोरै भएछ.
An industrialist reports that 1.2 million bricks were destroyed in just 3 days of rain, resulting in a loss of 2.5 million. To recover the losses, the price is expected to rise by 500 Nepali rupees per 1,000 bricks.
कम से कम 500 रुपैयाँ त बढ्नु पर्यो यो खर्च उठाउनको लागि स्वाभाविक छ 500 रुपैयाँ चाहिँ बढाउनु पर्छ.
Only about 10% of clay workers in Nepal's brick industry are Nepali, with the rest brought in India under pre-agreed contracts. Even when bricks are damaged, industrialists say wages must still be paid, adding to the financial strain on workers and contractors.
पानीले गर्दा त हामीले पनि अलि मर्का पर्यो काम बन्द छ अब दिनको काम गर्ने मान्छे लगभग हप्ताभरि कामै पनि नभई लगभग सेड्रेसन त लेबर छन् इटा पार्ने वाला र धेरै स्टाफ छन् यहाँ साउथ घाटा छ त त्यो माथि लेबर पनि घाटा छ.
With rain damage recurring yearly, brick industrialists are calling for government-backed insurance. Despite bringing the industry under the tax net since Nepalese year of 2070, government has yet to ensure business security. Without insurance, industries say price hikes are their only option to recover losses.
Sports news. Martyrs Memorial B Division League Club, Saraswati Club, has stated that its players missed the game due to the negligence of competition and disciplinary committees of the All Nepal Football Association (ANFA). The club has also condemned ANFA's decision to prevent player Dhirendra Bahadur Shah from participating in the league, calling it malicious. Dhirendra signed a 1-year contract with Tusal Youth Club in 2079. However, due to the postponement of the B Division League, the club has not paid him the agreed salary. After the contract expired, Dhirendra was signed by Saraswati Club for the current B Division League. ANFA, however, refused to register him. According to regulations, if the contract amount remains unpaid, the contract is automatically void. Since Tusal Club failed to register Dhirendra with FIFA Connect and ANFA, he was able to register with Saraswati and has already scored 2 goals in the first 2 league matches. Subsequently, ANFA's disciplinary committee banned him from further league games, citing a deal game between both parties.
2079 मा थियो 80 मा सिद्धियो अब 81 मा त म सरस्वती क्लबको भइसके र त्यसमा रिलिजको कुरा गरिएको छ. रिलिज भनेको कुन अवस्थामा रिलिज हुन्छ जसको करार अवधि बाँकी छ तब नै रिलिजको कुरा आउँछ. करारै सिद्धियो भने रिलिज रहन्छ. त्यसो भए कि आज सरस्वतीबाट खेलेको खेलाडी 10 वर्षपछि पनि उले रिलिज माग्न सरस्वती आइरहन पर्ने हुन्छ. जुन क्लबबाट 1 पैसा पाएको छैन उसको हो भनेर दाबी गरिन्छ. जुन क्लबबाट पारिश्रमिक पाएर दर्ता सबै प्रक्रिया पूरा गरेर खेल्दै छ एन्फा त्यो क्लबको होइनस् त अर्कोको क्लबको भनेर भन्छ. अब न्याय माग्न हामी जाने कि नजाने कि चुपचाप सहेर बस्ने हामीले.
बाहिर हुँदा त नराम्रो फिल भइरहन्छ. सबै सँगै खेल्ने साथीहरु सबै खेल्दा त अब आफूले पनि नराम्रो लागिरहन्छ. अब के गर्छ अब एन्फाले अब यत्रो गर्दा पनि अब न्याय दिइरहेको छैन. अब के गर्ने मलाई पनि अब लास्टै अप्ठ्यारो भइरहेको छ. मानसिक हिसाबमा पनि अलि अप्ठ्यारो नै भइरहेको छ.
The Martyrs Memorial League began on Fagun 25th, while on March 25th, Tusal Club has requested that ANFA will not register Dhirendra for any remaining B Division League matches. Despite this request, ANFA allowed Dhirendra to play for Saraswati Club. Saraswati Club has also paid him his first salary installment. Likewise, player transfers have occurred in the B Division League. However, ANFA has now deducted 3 points from Saraswati Club's wins, invalidating Dhirendra's goals and awarded points to Naya Basti Yuva Club, which lost to Saraswati. Saraswati Club has accused ANFA of violating the player's rights to play and subjecting him to mental distress. ANFA officials have declined to comment on the matter. That is all for the moment. Up next is news in Nepali. Thank you for watching. Good night.